Welcome to Hybiz News. My name is Suresh Kochattil. What has this extended lockdown taught us? Many things, if you ask me. For one, it has taught us that we can stay at home if we are forced to. The harrowing morning drive to work, traffic jams, bumper to bumper traffic is all a thing of the past. You often arrive at the office half dead and angry even before the start of the day. Then you find that the parking lot is full and the elevators take ages to get you onto your floor. Then, of course, the morning meeting where the boss wants to show why he is the boss, or rather, why he is perceived to be the boss. The mind-numbing PowerPoint presentations and those awful American accent of the guys who present it will prompt you to jump off the balcony of your office. And there's inane conversations about nothing around the coffee machine. The only productive things about this coffee machine rounds is the amount of romances that it spawned. Then the competition to show off that you are the last one to leave the office in the night, even though all you're doing is watching those idiotic TikToks on your phone. The second point, of course, is that it also taught us that we can work from home if our boss or even if our company wants us to. The boss, of course, wants to know if you're really happy doing work from home because he does not believe that anyone in life can be happy working for him. 3, we can stay away from ordering Zomato or Swiggy. We can keep away from those noisy pubs where the music is worse than the guy drilling on the road to lay those cables. Then it also made you realize that those fancy restaurants which charge you for the astronomical rents, air conditioning, fancy furniture, the expensive crockery, the fancy lighting, and of course for the food you ordered. That has been gone. The lockdown also taught us that we can live without eating those expensive popcorn which come at $250 a bucket in those fancy malls and cinema theaters. I'm yet to hear if anyone has died because they could not get these fancy popcorns in the last 2 months. If so, please let me know. Yes, we can also live without having those movies, paying a premium for a hero who switches in a matter of seconds from Srikakulam to Switzerland. Then, of course, paying $300 for a masala dosa in a fancy restaurant in the mall, pretty well knowing that the bread omelette guy outside the mall gives you a better value for money. Then, of course, it has also taught you that the 30 pairs of footwear is something that stays best in the shoe rack. A pair of flip-flops is what you have been using for all these 2 months. Oh yes, what about the super expensive dresses that you purchased just to keep up with your neighbor? It surely made you realize that you need a few better t-shirts and shorts once the shops open up. Of course, it also taught us that what we need most are a few masks. Yes, just masks. Many folks have also realized that they're good at cooking, and the amount of pictures on Facebook, Twitter, and even on Instagram is a testimony of that. Many believe that they can be better at cooking as a profession than writing codes for an American client who pays you a pittance for it. I have a hunch that at the end of this lockdown, a lot of young women and men will chuck their graveyard shifts and decide to start a takeaway instead. Then comes the permanent feature of the Indian household, the maid. When Modi ji first announced the lockdown in March end, many societies decided to get more aggressive with the lockdown rules than what the Home Ministry actually wanted. Then those honchos who manage the affairs of these resident welfare associations, in their right wisdom, decided to ban the chap who supplies milk, worked out that the newspaper comes with a free dose of coronavirus, and of course the maid who served the family faithfully for years is suddenly a persona non grata. After the third and now the fourth extension of lockdown, the milk guy is back at your doorstep. So is the newspaper guy, and you and your family are begging for the maid to come back to work. Of course, many industrialists are also wondering if they did pay and treat those migrant workers well, or else they would not have walked hundreds of kilometers to get to their home. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, we are a nation of hypocrites. We talk big, but act petty. We talk a whole lot of theory, but when it comes down to practical, we simply walk away. The lockdown exposed the positives in many of us, like the ones who went out taking personal risks to feed the migrant workers, while others fed the stray dogs on the streets. Many simply refused to go out, but wrote volumes on what the government should do to stop the spread of COVID-19. We are a nation of armchair experts who tell Dhoni how to chase the target in a T20 game. This lockdown has been a great leveler. It has grounded every guy, from the man who cycles to work to the ones in a chauffeur-driven Merc. Everyone is equal. We need to thank COVID-19 pandemic for showing us a mirror of who we are, for better or for worse. Thank you.